What is up? What is happening, everybody? I hope you guys are doing quite alright, given the fact that school is probably already started or is probably about to start, which can either be very exciting for some people or not so very exciting for some people. And so this video is all about how to stay motivated throughout the year while you're in school. Okay, so let's get into it. Yeah. So, when you think about school, and I feel like I'm kind of gonna tailor this for like university or college students, simply because there seems to be more of a formula that is needed when in that kind of intensive program of study, as opposed to high school where you can kind of get away with things, doing like your assignments last minute, and you don't really face many repercussions for it. University can be a different story completely, different ball game entirely. Analogy time. Going to any post-secondary school is like running a marathon. Not a 50-yard dash, 100-meter sprint. You will be on top of things, on top of your readings, on top of your assignments, being able to socialize with your friends while still joining that club and that other club and being on a sports team and doing a YouTube channel. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks pass by and you're like, I haven't done anything for anything. So it's a marathon, but it is your own marathon, okay? Sure, there are people that you are, working alongside that you might consider to be, your competitors, but at the same time, this is your own race. You are trying to constantly get a personal best in the marathon, okay? You are trying to stay focused on you and not really staying focused on the other people around you. Yes, those people might motivate you. You might see someone doing well and like want to like tag alongside them and kind of say, like, what are you doing to be successful? How can I then take that and like tailor it into my own working habits or whatever? But the main point is that you are focused on you. So if you feel like you haven't seen your friends in a while, you haven't had some time to just regroup and figure yourself out, take a break and do that. Okay? Yes, that person next to you might not take a break and you might feel like you can't take a break because they're not taking a break. No, 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 no. If you are low on energy, replenish it. Always, always, always replenish it. Keep that reservoir nice and filled. Like, how you have, I don't know if you've ever seen people who are just jogging and they have those waistband water bottles where they just like pluck out of the waistband, like chug it and then put it back. Well, yeah, you want to make sure that your water bottles are always filled. Preparation. Doing what it is you need to do to make sure that when it is time for something to be completed, you're not overwhelmed with a bunch of things to do. Now, this is a straightforward concept, right? Just simple, just prepare, even if it's like getting your bag packed and ready the night before, or getting your lunch packed and ready the night before, or doing research ahead of time so that when it comes time for you to sit down and write your essay, you're not spending that time doing that research. Straightforward, nice and easy, simple. I got it in the bag. Sometimes. Less than sometimes. Hardly any time. Gosh, man, darn it. Ugh. When it comes to your readings, for a very, very good example, do the readings in a way that tailors to your working habits, that tailors to the way that you study. Never do it the other way around, where like you have like a bunch of readings and you're like, okay, I just need to get these readings done, so I'm just gonna sit down and read. Simple. straightforward. No, no. For me, I will read 2 pages and 1, not know what I've read. 2, have to go back like a sentence and then have to go back another sentence until I find the place where I actually understood what I was reading. And 3, I fall asleep. I will fall asleep reading by the end of that second page. The light switch just turns out for me, and no matter where I am, if I'm in a comfortable position, a lot of people can definitely back this up, I will fall asleep. Okay, that's just me. I've always been that way ever since I was a little kid, and it hasn't stopped, right? So, even with coffee, guys, even with coffee, I will have coffee and I will still fall asleep 10 minutes later. It's terrible, I know. And again, what works for you might not work for somebody else. So again, going back to that marathon, you're seeing people whiz past you and you're like, what's going on? Why aren't I working at the same speed as them? Maybe I should figure out what they're doing and try to keep up with it. And then you realize like 2 seconds in that it does not work for you. And just because you see them whizzing past you in that moment doesn't mean to say that you won't catch up to them. And there's some cases where it does matter how you stack up against your classmates, and there are times when it doesn't matter, where, to be honest with you, it should not matter. So again, just focus back on you and figure out, are you doing the best that you can for yourself? Should you be slowing down? Should you be speeding up? What should you be doing to benefit you, to make sure that you are successful? And number 3 is support. You need support. You need those people who have those poster boards that are cheering you on as you're running your marathon. Always keep in mind that things that like that saying, this too shall pass. So there will be times where like you just have such a gruesome week, like 5 midterms, 2 essays, all these things crammed up into one. Right, you need to publish your YouTube video, you need to do something for a club that you're in, and it just seems as if the week is going by so slowly. So like, always try your best to muster up that energy to keep going forward, to keep pushing. Obviously, you don't want to push yourself too much, right, because that is never good, but still recognize that time is moving so quickly where, like you'll think about that gruesome week and then realize that it happened 6 months ago. And now, like it's time to move forward. It's time to move on to the next thing. Don't dwell in the past. Don't say like, oh my gosh, I should have done that gruesome week a bit better. I should have prepared more. I should have checked in more with my friends. Always make sure that, you're not really having regrets. You're taking things a step at a time, and when those things finish, you move on to the next one and keep a steady pace. Like it really is a marathon. It is a marathon. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. And good morning, noon, and night, wherever you are in the world. And I shall talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. I don't know why I was doing this. Bye-bye. They
might like to know what the video is about.
So, orientation week.
Surviving orientation week.
What you need to know.
Okay, so we've both done orientation week as new students.
As freshmen, yeah.
And I've done it twice as a leader, and she's now doing it as a leader. Yeah. So we thought the master could impart some knowledge.
The master.
On the